So hey, I saw Black Panther Wakanda Forever the other day, and I wanted to talk about it. I've watched the one before, and I'm watching this. I'm gonna make a review of it for y'all. Or just what I think about the whole thing in general. Like, when we go through the movie, really it's obviously very cinematic. The colors are striking and wonderful and perfect angle shots. Oh, and by the way, this is going to have spoilers across this. I'm making it for people who've seen it and want to talk about it. If you don't mind spoilers and you haven't seen it, then go on ahead, but just letting you know, right? But yeah, it's like the movie it starts really cinematic. You can see how the angle shots and thing going on and like things getting set up, and the tributes to Chadwick Black Panther, the original one, was really solid and thoughtful. I It's just kind of odd to me because what basically happens is they find vibranium in another area outside of Wakanda, in the deep trenches or whatever, and it gets made by somebody to, drill it in the ocean. Um, these people that are found under the ocean are the ones who actually did it. Killed them all off, the ones that they're now their leader, Namor, as everyone knows him, decided to be like, okay, so bring me the scientists, we can try and work things out. But if we don't work things out, if you are my, it's basically, if you're my ally, you're my ally, but if you're not with me, then you're against me, you're obviously an enemy, I will raise everything, I'll do whatever, like stuff like that. Which is really annoying to me, actually, because this super society that's been underground for ages, and the waste of resources from this way that they went about it really bothered me. Like, he basically does this whole thing where he doesn't let up on the wanting to kill the scientist. You come to find out the scientist is actually a 19-year-old person who made it in college, and the government took it to use it for their experiments, right? So, I'm just like, why? Like, this, and then dude ends up capturing Suri and the person, and the scientist, right? And the whole time that Shuri is down there, she just not explain that this is a 19-year-old and the government took the innovation to make that for it. And then it's also like, this dude's talking about wanting to raise the entire surface, right? And I'm like, you saw how colonization was. This shit is awful. You know what? You'd be attacking innocents in a world that you don't even understand fully, right? So why is he so willing to raise everything, right? I just don't get it. And it really pisses me off because I really think that they could have gone about it in a way to where Wakandans, like they actually came together and found the resources to see who is actually the ones who are really in charge of all this, and actually took to taking them down, right? But then this dude, after they after Shuri ends up going, or getting taken by Namor and the gang, the blue people of the sea. It's like, um the general lady who was around and stuff, the queen, she was so mad about it that she decided to just strip her of her general status completely. The person's like, why can't I just at least go on and help? She's like, no, you've done enough. And I'm like, wouldn't it make more sense to have this person who's fought these people to go with you? No, but then they just have Lupita like go to find Shuri herself as if this massive, like she could just slip on through, like it'd be fine. I really don't like the emphasis on assuming complete individualism that so many of these movies make, because it's like, are you really telling me that all of this, like, this could be done by one person? Really? And then they had, like, they need Black Panther to, like, do everything that they need or whatever. Because of, you know, basically Namor is this god, basically. And I kind of get it, but at the same time, it's just really fucking annoying because they literally made the main general a civilian off of an thing that happened that they couldn't have fathomed. Or, like, a thing that happened that... And I guess I suppose I understand it in the fact of, like, hey, this is a lot, right? I trusted you and then all of this happened. But it just seemed like people weren't really making sound, genuine decisions. It was just very, like, anybody wrote those. You know what I mean? Like, and then this whole... how they just went about it, and they had the general lady keep saying this weird joke about, oh, my favorite colonizer, because it's the white guy who always kind of tried to help or whatever, but he literally, he's nice or whatever in it, but it just bothers me, because why you have the darker one who's bald, y'all already make jokes and stuff, and y'all have her say these things. And it's just, did we even have to go there? I don't think so. And it just feels like this could have been such a better story. And then when Namor and all them, they come up to try and, like, he literally goes to kill the mom, right? And kill the scientist. And then is like, sure, you're gonna be queen now so you can make your decision. He did not have to do that at all. Like, he blew, like, he threw water bombs at the city of Wakanda, killed innocents, people are literally drowning. This is being catered to as a children's movie. They all have, like, you know, like, toys and all of that stuff for this thing. But that kind of stuff was so violent, I'm not sure if kids should be watching it. And it's like, this isn't the worst thing I've seen or whatever. I can feel the emotion, it was thoughtful, whatever, in a way. But the way that Hollywood and so many people have these tragic things happen that feel so unnecessary and against the plot pisses me off. Like, I am tired of being sold this fakeness, right? And it sucks because it's even gone into Black Panther. Like, it's even something that's affected this franchise of genuine having POC really be the forefront of it. And they end up having it, so they're throwing fucking bombs in the city. They're having children almost drown and stuff. And then when they're fighting or whatever, They have it so they're just ready to kill each other off. They're like, at least we're gonna take him, you know? And it's like, very few Wakandans on a boat, surrounded by these blue people. And it just, it really fucks with me because I'm like, is this really the mentality that we want? We want to be like, we're the forefront, but we're still going to have these capitalistic ideologies, this individualist superiority complex, and not really learn anything and have it in front of our kids, you know? It just seems fucked. I just really don't think that it really makes any sense the way that they did these things, the way that they had the decisions made, the way that they completely disregarded life, and it's just like this is an adventure like movie for like superheroes, and of course the one that's mainly black centered, everyone's tragically getting hurt like this. Everyone's getting put down like this, treated as if it's better to have them kill each other off than actually, you know, make genuine companionship and actually work toward dismantling the systems that are set in place. And with Black Panther in general, since this is the theme that they went with, it's actually, again, because I mean, think of how they did with Killmonger. It was like, sometimes it makes sense, and they do something so dastardly evil that you can't help but hate the character. They did that with No More, they did that with Killmonger. It's odd to me how many times Hollywood is going to do this thing where they completely disregard actual personality or actual fleshing out of the character and just making them be bad because reasons. And it's disgusting because it really cheapens the way that things could really go. They put all the money into this for the scenery and all of that, but the rhetoric, the things that were said, the things that were implemented and shown for this were lacking a lot. And I know that there's also like a thing with a lot of things that investors for movies, they'll pick and choose what they want to have put in. So that might also be a thing. I wonder how it was originally before they retouched it. And honestly, I'm going to do a review of the original Black Panther as well. I figured it'd be a nice foil to this. It'll be eventually, but yeah, keep an eye out. So I guess my rate for this would be just disappointing. I'm honestly not someone who watches a lot of main mass media anymore because a lot of it is just peddled nonsense to us to keep the indoctrination, the hypocrisy, the normalization of nonsense going. And that's a constant trope that they do, and I'm really bored and tired of it. So I usually go for more indie works, and I really look into things to make sure I'd actually like it, instead of just going with what people tell me is good, And I didn't even really go into theaters that much anymore ever since COVID and all that happened. I went to the theaters for this one so I could really see it, it's important in the scale of us going forward, I truly believe, but it's already become such a bastardization of itself on the second movie. I'm glad to see there's representation. It's cool seeing how now that this has been out, there's so much more stuff for Black Panther. There's a black-centered hero, right? But the way we have done this, the way it's been done, and the way I've seen people just look at it and say, oh, it was so good, right? But they didn't notice the little implications because that's what they want to do. They want you to overlook it, so the next time you see that stuff real life, it's just normal to you. I'm sick of the idiosyncrasies. I'm sick of the hypocrisy. I'm sick of the tropes that don't make any genuine sense. I'm tired of plots that aren't really thought through. I'm tired of progressive or seemingly progressive media saying that it is so forward when it's not. Like, honestly, there's also that part where Namor and Shuri were thought to get together and stuff. And it's just weird to me because I'm also sick of Hollywood normalizing huge ass age gaps with like younger people getting with like gods or vampires or something. Like, you're gonna tell me that the 500 something year old is gonna go after the person who's not even 30 yet? Like, it's just weird. And even if they did, which honestly, with the perversion of how our society has been about power dynamics and not fully recognizing them and brushing off the implications of the controlling nature of it all. It, hearing that made me like dislike the movie more. I'm glad they didn't put it in there, but at the same time, I'm like, they really played around with this. And then thinking of the plot and how they literally had him kill her mother. They had the Atlanteans go after the entire Wakandan village, really. It just doesn't sound right. It just hasn't sounded right. I believe we can do better. I believe that there's a way we can go about these things genuinely. And I'm tired of Hollywood having such a hold and acting like it's the main contributor to creation. It's not right, and they're obviously lacking and failing. It's just that people only see dollar signs and they see that as success, and I don't truly believe that's the epitome of it. You know? And yeah, it's Chrisix Crisis. Nice to see y'all. I hope y'all have good days, and let me know what you think in the comments. Check my YouTube bio for my rates, my socials, all that. Be safe and all.